Alright guys, well I'm back today with another KEL-TEC review, and this one is going to be a lot different than a standard KEL-TEC, and I'm really excited to bring you guys this review today. You guys know if you follow the channel that I recently did a review on a KEL-TEC Sub-2000. I really like the platform, and I really like the capabilities of the platform. The fact that it could fold up, the fact that it took 9mm and Glock mags so I could exchange my magazines with my primary and secondary weapon. The fact that it could discreetly go into a backpack and you could unfold it quickly and rapidly deploy that weapon to defend your life with in a variety of situations. But there were some slight downfalls to the KEL-TEC that I mentioned in that initial review, that some of the components felt a little bit plasticky. And a lot of you guys suggested M CARBO, and actually my friend Steven from church has some M CARBO products in his KEL-TEC and really liked them. So I reached out to M CARBO and we talked about different video opportunities to maybe review some of their stuff. But I have here today one of the first KEL-TEC Sub-2000s. This is actually the M series rifle. So this guy is an M CARBO KEL-TEC. So they are partnering with KEL-TEC, M CARBO is, and they have developed this M series rifle with all of their upgrades packed into this rifle. So a lot of guys have been wanting to know about the direct comparisons between this as well as the standard KEL-TEC. So what we're going to do in the future, stay tuned, is bring both of the KEL-TECs down to the range and compare them side by side, which will be a good, accurate description. A lot of times when you're swapping out parts, it may be a couple weeks before we can get back to the range, and it may be hard to evaluate the differences between the two. But we will have two KEL-TECs at the same time, the M series with all the M CARBO upgrades, as well as the stock KEL-TEC. But what this is going to be is an overview of this particular rifle, in case you just want to buy just this with all of the upgrades already attached to it, as well as a first shots video. We'll see how it runs and review this independently in this first initial overview. But let's quickly talk about what comes in the package and all the specs and features and upgrades of this, then we'll head down the range and do some shooting. The first thing I want to talk about is this still carries the same KEL-TEC warranty, and it also carries M CARBO warranty on their parts. So this is fully covered, and again, KEL-TEC and M CARBO have worked together. I believe they're limited to this to 1,000 units, and they may do more depending on how well this takes off. I know also for the first 150 units, they're going to sign the box, and they're also going to laser engrave it, and I'll show you guys that right here. This is such a slick, really nice setup. This particular one is the Gen 1722, so it accepts the Glock mags. They also have the multi-mag option, and you can see they laser engraved at 704 tactical, and this is the M series carbine. But let's break down and quickly talk about those specs and features. And I want to give a huge shout out to American Pawn & Gun, located in Monroe, North Carolina, to doing the transfer on this firearm. These guys are a huge supporter of the channel by transferring firearms to and from the channel. So if you're ever in Monroe, North Carolina, swing by American Pawn & Gun and tell them 704 Tactical sent you over. So the first thing I want to talk about is this competition muzzle brake. M CARBO really prides themselves on quality components and upgrading the KEL-TEC Sub-2000, where some may feel like it lacks just a little bit, and M CARBO comes in and steps up and really helps the KEL-TEC perform at its full potential. Also, with all of these components installed, not only is this a good discrete defensive tool, but this could also be used for competitions in your pistol caliber carbine range sessions. So this should be a really fun as well as practical rifle setup. So you can see their competition muzzle brake, and it's ported and it directs whatever little recoil or muzzle gases you feel. It just is supposed to lighten that up, and again, we'll try that. Also, the rear sights are now aluminum. Originally, they were plastic, so you can see that this particular sight is now aluminum. You can either get the Peep or the notch sight. The other cool thing is it's got the aluminum trigger guard, which is a part that felt a little bit cheaper on the KEL-TEC, and I saw some videos where that was breaking. So having this really nice billet aluminum part is very slick. They've also done work to the trigger. It's actually got an aluminum trigger, and I picked the flat face, and you can select that in the drop-down menu, either a flat face or a curved. And it also has the performance trigger guard to improve the trigger pull, as well as some trigger springs and almost a trigger rework on here. So this is a really light trigger. I've already been practicing with a little bit and dry firing a little bit. Also, it's got the bolt buffer tube cover the M CARBO rubberized, and this should help you save your beard. That is pretty slick. It also has the charging handle, which is right here, which is aftermarket. This is the recoilless. It adds weight to the buffer system to help lessen the recoil of that blowback 9mm, and they also have a double finger one, which you can select in the drop-down menu. Both of those are no added cost to the price of the kit. It also has the stainless steel feed ramp, which I believe is key, because if you're using this as an offensive tool, or especially a competition gun, having that plastic feed ramp may be a wear point that's going to wear quicker than you would really want on a carbine. You're going to put a lot of rounds through, so having that stainless steel stainless steel feed ramp is a must-have. It also has the extended magazine release, which is now aluminum. If you guys, we'll look at it more closely when we do the direct comparison, but the other one was recessed in and it was pointy. So you don't have to adjust your grip at all to drop the mag, again, making this perfect for tactical reloads or competitive reloads. It also has a recoil buffer inside, again, to reduce that feel of that blowback 9mm. It's also got carbon steel grip pins and screws instead of the aluminum ones. Those steel is going to last much longer. And then you also have the custom laser engraving that you can do for, again, the first 150. So those are all the upgrades that are on this rifle, and they come from the factory, so you don't have to fool with those. And I believe if you would have bought all of these upgrades and put them on like a $350 KEL-TEC, you'd be looking at around, I think, $825-ish if you were doing all of those. But if you buy this rifle, you'll save the $100, and it's the $725 retail price that you can find on their website. But enough talking about that. I've been itching to shoot this thing, so let's go down to the range and take those first shots, and I'll give you my opinions after that. And also stay tuned, because we're going to do the direct comparison to really show you guys side by side how those parts feel, especially the trigger components. Down here at Holly Springs Tactical Gun Range with the very first shots out of this M CARBO rifle. Got about 6 or 7 rounds loaded up. I do like that charging handle. The original one, I remember, digs into your fingers. Here we go. Wow, that trigger is nice. Let's keep taking some shots, and I'll update you guys after that. In summary, guys, this thing is awesome. I am done shooting it for today, and man, those M CARBO improvements are drastic. They really make shooting the KEL-TEC Sub-2000 a whole different experience. I'm really excited about it. I love the fact that this doesn't dig into your hands anymore, and with those quick speed tactical reloads, it was really easy to charge the weapon. Also, the extended magazine release works really well for those tactical reloads. It sticks far enough out to where you don't have to break your grip. But one of the two most drastic improvements is the trigger feels like a match grade trigger. It's light, it's crisp, and that aluminum flat face trigger feels really nice. And the second biggest upgrade, in my opinion, is I still have all the hairs in my beard. Nothing was pulled out, and if you don't buy anything else, this little cover needs to be on every single KEL-TEC Sub-2000. The muzzle brake did a good job at just keeping this really controllable, allowing me for quick, rapid shots. Again, we will break down all of the components side by side against the standard KEL-TEC Sub-2000 in a future video, but I wanted to bring this to you guys because, again, the first 50 or 150 get a free laser engraving, as well as there's only 1,000. So I wanted to bring out the first shots video. I think I'm about 150, 200 rounds in. 0 failures whatsoever. Everything worked out great. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.